as a One Piece fan, if you talk about it on social media or just in the comments of other videos, you'll have encountered the argument of Naruto fans saying that Gaara, for example, could beat Crocodile in a one-on-one. Most One Piece fans, including myself, say that any other person from Naruto, well, I mean, Gaara would get absolutely slapped by Crocodile in a one-on-one, but anyway, any person in Naruto would not be able to land a hit on a logia type, because they don't possess Haki. They just don't. It's not something you can argue against, it's a fact. But I've just seen a clip from somebody playing a Naruto game, where it's the second Tsuchikage Mu against the third Tsuchikage Onoki, and they both use particle style. And then the caption said, particle style could just erase them. Particle style is made from chakra. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's probably the one logical argument against, a Naruto character being able to hit a Logia type, but it doesn't make sense because it's made out of chakra, so it would just pass through them. Like, yes, it does erase everything, but, for example, what is a good example? I mean, we don't see, like, interversal, combat. We can only, voice our opinions of the feats we've seen from these characters. Let's say, for example, I can't go Ace because he's dead. Sorry for the spoiler, but, if you're watching my channel, you know that spoil things all the time. Let's go with Sabo versus Onoki. Onoki uses particle style. That's all he's got. Well, and he's got, like, lightweight boulder jutsu, but Sabo doesn't use heavy stuff. He is the eater of the... I don't know what the Japanese name is, but it's the flame fruit. Anyway, it does erase everything. I think it does. Atoms, I think it does. Because it's literally called particle style. So, I do think particle style would be able to beat Logia users. I did start this video thinking, like, I'm going to argue against this because this point is not valid. But it would erase all the oxygen, so Sabo would just stop burning, because fire needs oxygen to burn. But if Onoki used... there's like two versions of particle style. One that's like... a cone isn't the right... No, a 3D cone shape, because it's like... how do I draw... No, I can't, like, do this with my fingers, can I? Like an ice cream cone, like the ones that you see in freezers at shops. Or the same shape as party hats, for example. Whereas there's another version of particle style, which is like a cube, or a cuboid would be more accurate. That's the two different shapes that come in. Now, if Onoki did a cuboid attack against Sabo, I think Sabo would die. Now, there'd be no body afterwards, because he'd be dead. Because the particle style would erase all the oxygen molecules, so Sabo would stop burning, and he'd go into his normal state, and he'd just be erased like that. I don't think there's any argument against it, to be honest. I've never seen anybody make that argument before, so I'm not really prepared to go against it, and I don't have, any counter-arguments, because I don't know much about, I did physics, but I don't know much about, like, molecule states and all that sort of shit. Like the only difference I know, for example, like the one example I'd use for a Naruto character like fight against an OP character would be, Gaara versus Crocodile. And Crocodile would obviously win that because he can, redact water, and he doesn't even do it into his body, he just makes it disappear. He can turn his body into sand and use the sand attacks, whereas Gaara uses chakra-infused sand. Now, some people said that Gaara could infuse the sand that's produced by Crocodile's body with his own chakra, but I don't think he could, because it's not naturally occurring sand. I don't know. Chakra isn't in One Piece, so yes, there is an argument for it, but technically there isn't at the same time. So, it's unresolved. Anyway, that's what I'm going to say today. I'm sorry I had to put this in 2 times speed. It's because this video could have lasted 6 minutes, so I'm going to speed it up.